Podcorn. This podcast is brought to you by MC2424A, IPR MSA, UITM, Malacca Chapter.
Drip, drip, drip! Welcome to my podcast where we explore the fascinating world of sustainable development goals set by the United Nations. In today's episode, we will be diving deep into the waters of the 6th SDG, which focuses on providing access to clean water and sanitation for all. This target is essential as without access to clean water and sanitation, it is impossible for communities to thrive. You are currently listening to your host, Sharifah Shenanigans, where I'll be talking about water and gender. Alongside with me today is a very special guest, my trusty mate, Nurin Athira here.
Hi!
Yes, introduce yourself a bit.
Hi, I'm Nurin. I'm her trusty mate.
Okay, so she'll be sharing her insights on her experiences as an avid water consumer during her travels around the world. So sit back, relax, and join us on this exciting journey towards a more sustainable future. In today's podcast, you'll be listening to a mind-opening and water-bursting topic on the triple W. So, what is this triple W stands for?
Who, what, where, why?
Wrong. No, none of it. Well, of course, it's the three most important things in life. It's water, woman, and wisdom.
Oh.
That's the three W's that you have to remember. So this name aligns with the chosen sustainability development goals, the 6th SDG. We will be paying attention to target 6.2, which is on achieving access to sanitation and hygiene for all, and paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. So before we begin all that shenanigans, let's first question ourselves. Name one thing that never stops flowing, and when it stops, the whole place becomes chaos.
That's
Wait,
easy.
okay, wait. 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Water!
Yeah, that's right. It's water. Yes, exactly. Water is a natural resource that has always been there for us. But have we ever been there for them? Do we take care of our waters? No, right? What do we give back to Mother Nature? Humans tend to take granted for the things that we are always there for them. But when it's gone, then only they begin to appreciate it. That's where the saying goes, we don't truly appreciate what we have until it's gone.
Damn, that's deep.
That's kind of
That's
like
deep.
philosophy moment.
Yeah, philosopher there.
Right, so let's now dive into the school of thought of our guests. Firstly, I would like to ask you, as a living woman,
Yeah.
what is water to you?
Water for me is an essential for us women because we go through so many things that where we need water. For example, in our period, we need to wash it, we need to consume it, even while giving birth we need it to stay alive, basically.
And like
So,
that's a daily routine.
yeah,
we
a
need-
daily routine for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I very much agree to that. And you know what? Speaking of importance of water to us as women to function in daily life, have you ever wondered why the women's toilet is always like a long queue? Right.
Yeah,
It's like-
speaking of, yeah, I've noticed
Especially during peak hours, whereas men's toilet are like
there's never a line.
there's never a line. It's just like
Yeah.
of no problems in lining up. So that's where you can see how women have specific needs in the sanitation and period hygiene management. Women are totally different than men when it comes to doing their business in the
Yeah.
toilet. Exactly, right?
Yeah, fact.
I can sense that women tend to use more water. They need water to wash off once they do their business. It is most crucial to have water, especially during their periods.
Yeah.
That's like during that
Yeah.
period, you need water to consume and to wash.
Yeah.
Both. And in Australia, I personally would bring a bottle of water wherever I go. I cannot live without that water bottle with me, and I would fill in the water and then I go inside the toilet.
I see.
Like, how about you? How would you do it?
I think bringing a bottle is too much of hassle. So what I would do is what my mom taught me is to take the tissue and then go and wet it outside at the sink and then use it.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
that's like
But still using water. So
yeah,
like,
both consist of water,
Yeah.
right? It's just different ways.
yeah.
So those are the things that we do when we travel outside of
Yeah.
Malaysia, because we
They don't have a bidet.
yeah, so we need the water. And on the other side of the table we have the gents. Well, they don't even need a toilet to queue in the first place.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because they have the urinal,
Uh-huh.
and like after they're done on there, they don't really need water to wash.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that they don't wash their hands. I'm not generalizing, but most of them are like that. That's why you don't have to.
That's why they don't have lines.
Yeah, that's why they don't have a line of toilets. So yeah, that's one of the few facts that you need to know. Well, water is not just about using it in toilets, but in general, as a human being, in majority our body is made of water, right?
Yeah.
So we consume water on a daily basis. It helps us function physically and mentally. Water is indeed essential for our life on, in and above the earth. Water should be accessible and available everywhere we go. So however, there are still cases where clean water is non-existent.
Yeah.
Like in some parts of the world, right?
Yeah.
So this is where the root of a whole bunch of other issues comes in, correlating to water and gender. So there are two issues that we would touch on in regards to water and gender in today's podcast. First is about the gender inequality, and the second is about women's health. So the first issue that we're going to touch on is for women. The water crisis is kind of personal because in their efforts to get water, they have to make a big decision, like either they choose water, like they consume dirty water, they die from it, or they die without water. So what do you think?
Sucks.
Like in the
They're
end,
like two of the worst choices.
Yeah.
But like,
so in the end, they have to end up getting water from far away, right?
yeah.
Just for them to survive. So today, women around the world will spend a collective 200 million hours.
200 million.
I know, right?
Just to collect water.
Like they can do so many things.
Yeah.
But then they use that 200 million to collect water. So they are responsible for finding resources for their families need to survive, for like drinking, cooking, sanitation and hygiene. As we all know, in Bangladesh, the place where you have one state, right?
Yeah.
Women are responsible in collecting water. So how was it for them?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I've seen, like, some of them getting water where they have to stand in line and wait for the water. I think some of them, like, came long distance just to collect water. And they also have to, like, pay high amounts of money to secure the water. And this is actually, like, kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
The way I see it, because it's really time consuming and physically demanding tasks. And, like, they go on long journeys by foot and more than once a day actually to get the
Wait, so they go
the
back
water.
and forth
Yeah.
just to get water?
Yeah, more than once a day.
No wonder it's like 200 million hours.
And to add this, they also have like a really high risk of sexual harassment because when they don't have a proper sanitation facilities at home, they have to travel far for a toilet that is shared with men. And
Oh my god.
I've seen it with my own eyes where a Bangladesh man was shaving in the polluted water because they don't have
They don't have those facilities.
they
sanitation
don't have a
facilities
toilet at
home.
their home, so they go in.
They go
the
to public places, lakes, or like
Yeah.
by the beach to clean themselves.
Yeah,
And so
in a polluted water. So I don't know if it's cleaning himself or
or just recycling,
recycling the water.
So like meaning women are there too.
yeah.
Oh, so no wonder they can get easily sexually harassed.
Yeah.
Because they shower there, they do all the cleaning
Yeah.
in the same water. I see. Wait, so let me get this straight. They collect water. This means that they can get attacked while fetching water. That's one thing. And the other worst scenario is they can't go to school, they can't go to work, and they can't earn an income, and they have to care for their families.
Yeah.
So women can't live up to their full potential basically, and this robs women's future and freedom. And how about pregnant women there? Like, are they excluded from all getting water?
Unfortunately, no. They,
Oh, no.
I mean, they still have to fetch water for their families and also face the risk of miscarriage from carrying all those heavy loads.
Oh no. So
Yeah.
means that these women don't have any rest. They
Yeah.
still have to do their responsibilities.
Yeah, every day.
Collecting water. I heard that even if you're not pregnant, right? As like us as women, if we carry a lot of heavy loads, we are exposed to risk of uterine prolapse.
Yeah.
That's like fallen womb.
Fallen womb, yeah.
You've heard of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's real. It happens. That's why women and girls are in dire need of access to water and specific hygiene needs to end this gender abuse and inequality. So they need clean water and a lockable gender separated
Yeah.
toilets, and with access to sanitary products and disposable system for women and girls to manage menstrual hygiene and pregnancy. And speaking of women needing sanitary products, I just want to point out, is it just me or do they not have sanitary pad vending machine in public toilets anymore in Malaysia?
What?
Have you heard of it? Like,
No.
You haven't?
This is my first time hearing it actually.
really?
They exist?
Yeah, they do.
Vending machine, like you put your coins in.
Yeah, and then you can get one piece of not a packet, but like one piece.
One piece.
So like
That's actually better actually.
great. In my school, they had it once, back when I was in lower forms, and basically I just put in 40 cents, and I just turn the machine, and I get one pad, and it's located inside the woman's toilet. So it's easy access.
Yeah.
So,
it's so convenient.
if suddenly I go to the toilet and I check my period comes in,
Oh yeah.
I can just
You can just go out and go.
Yeah, I don't have to go
walk
to the
around the period.
Yeah, and ask around ask around everywhere like for pads and all that. And the pad vending machine would be a convenience towards the unfortunate people, because like they don't have the privilege to buy like whole packets, right?
Yeah.
They don't have.
They
that
don't even
money.
use all of it.
Yeah, they might want to buy pieces, like one piece.
Just enough for them.
Yeah, it's just enough for like one day, and like for them, like for one packet is like how much is that?
More than 10 ringgit.
More than 10 ringgit for one packet, and that is like the cost of their daily necessity, like maybe food.
Yeah.
So they can't spend more than 10 ringgit a day for the unfortunate people, so they wanted to buy like pieces, like one piece and so on. How about like your experiences?
In my high school, we went to like an all-girls school, so like a lot of girls were selling pads at the back of our classroom.
Oh,
so like
really?
you just go straight up as we had like a mini businesses, no vending machines, just a mini business.
That's like a great initiative.
Yeah.
As like girls support girls.
Yeah.
Kind of
being
thing.
businesswoman kind of.
So that's a great thing to do, as if you don't have a vending machine, you create one.
Yeah.
So now moving on to the second issue on women's health. So we here have the privilege to be provided with free flowing clean filtered water daily. So we have less fear of dying from disease due to unclean water. However, what are the fate of people in countries of undeveloped water systems? And you know what? 1 million deaths each year are associated with unclean birth,
1 million.
infection, and neonatal death and maternal mortality. Yeah, so those things happen due to not having clean water. And like other diseases that happens are like cholera, thyroid fever, hepatitis A and E, and also vaginal infections.
Oh my god.
For women, if you don't clean,
I mean, like your vagina is very like.
it's
very
very
fragile.
So you have to clean it with clean water.
Yeah.
Or else you get infections, and you have to manage proper vagina sanitation. So this is happening in rural areas in developing nations such as Yemen, Bangladesh and Malawi. So speaking of Bangladesh, again, can you tell your experiences consuming water during the period you were there?
When I was there, we did had like a few difficulties regarding the water. Like even like the water straight up from the tap is not safe for you to bathe in. You can get like skin infection. And there was even like a time where my dad was drinking a water that had been boiled a few times, but he still got a sick stomach. Yeah.
And he got sick after
He got sick
consuming the water.
Yeah.
So if
like you have to buy, sometimes you even have to buy water from the store. Even then you still want to like boil it just to be cautious.
So you have to filter so many times.
Yeah.
Before you can consume it.
Yeah.
Or else you get sick.
Yeah.
And like, so they don't have things such as like Koei, Malaysia.
No, they don't have those such
Oh
stuff.
no, so they basically you have to buy
Yeah.
water, very like a manual.
Yeah, manual kind of way.
Oh, and I like the people there. I am just praying like their stomach and their sickness.
I think they've gotten used to it, so it wasn't really like a problem for them. But for us Malaysians,
we have like water bladder systems,
Yeah.
so that's why when we go there, we have like kind of like a culture shock
but it's
from
like,
the water.
it's like so different compared to Australia.
Oh yeah, we've both been
Yeah,
there.
we've all been there. Australia like so good. The water
water
there is like
fountains.
so safe to drink.
Oh, and I heard that I googled before our podcast. I googled that drinking water tap waters in Australia are drinkable.
They are.
Yeah, like I didn't know that.
You've never drank from tap water?
No, I've never.
Straight up from the tap water?
Nope. Because I thought that because I was used to Malaysia where you don't take like tap waters, right? Of course, you go to Koei.
No one has ever
and
told
drink.
you that you can just straight up drink from the tap water.
No. And like I was shocked when like the kids there in my school in Australia was drinking from the water fountains. You call it bubbler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was tap water. But it's actually a government initiative to give like water, free water in public places. So then from there I learned that
No way.
in Australia it's safe. And we had no issue of any sickness, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, even in school, they have like a lot of tap water fountain for students to just keep drinking whenever they feel like it. And I would always fill my water bottle there.
Oh, that's such
I
a
would go to school
convenience.
with an empty water bottle and came back with a full water bottle because it was just everywhere.
And that reminds me of that one time when I used like I wanted to go to the toilet and I needed water to wash off after I did my business. So I filled the water using the fountain water in public places.
Yeah, it's so convenient.
So this is a good thing, and I think Malaysia should apply as like cases of heat wave, stroke and dehydration to hot weather is at an alarming rate, and by having access to free drinking water in public places increases the overall public health to the better. So we have discussed the issues and evaluate and compare the water and gender problems within the country and out. Now we need to provide our listeners with the progress and solutions. So right now we're seriously off track to meet the SDG 6 water and sanitation for all by 2030, and billions of people, countless of schools, businesses, healthcare centers, farms and factories don't have the safe water. So what can we do as society? So I think first, we should like save water, take short showers, and after that you have to break taboos, which is by talking about it, like podcasts. And another thing is stop polluting the waters.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you have anything to add?
Maybe like protect the nature and clean up, basically take part in cleanups of the local river, lakes and wetlands and beaches. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And before we end, I would like to say a little ancient story of a hummingbird.
Wow.
And it is about how we react to a crisis. And right now we have a water crisis, right? So do we stand and stare or do we act? So this story goes by where there's a forest that went on fire, and the hummingbird came and trying to put out the fire bit drop by drop of water, and the other animals were laughing
That's
at the
impossible.
hummingbird. Right, the animals said the same thing, but then the hummingbird replied, "At least I'm trying." Right, that's a savage reply. And so be like the hummingbird. Be the change that you want in this world. So because of water affects us all, including all the other SDGs, especially SDG gender equality, education and health. Without progress on the other SDGs can't reach a complete goal by 2030. So we need everyone to take action. You, your family, school, community and all. And make a change. And this podcast has come to an end, I guess. For the topic W water, woman, wisdom. However, it's not over for the other SDGs. You can still explore and keep on listening to other exciting topics at our podcast on IPRMSA Melaka YouTube channel, proudly brought to you by MC2424A IPRMSA UiTM Melaka chapter. Special thanks to our guest here today for sharing her experiences around the world. Few words.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so glad that I get to talk about this kind of stuff. And I feel like it's so important that we know this, but it's also important that you guys go check out my podcast, which is about transportation.
And I'll be there too.
Yeah. So
Check her out. Don't forget to use the hashtag #W to further enhance this SDG campaign. I'm your host Sharifah Shenanigans. See you again in another time. Bye.